Ladies and gents, this is Adam's very last learning breakfast.
This is your life.
I'm going here. You'll see him in the video in a minute. Try to find phone. It's not that loud, is it? I'll start with the video playing. So I'm just introducing you to, just so you know, we're not saying that we're going to start doing this on Monday morning. But this is a school in America called the Ron Clark Academy, and the guy who's been dancing around in this video is Ron Clark, and he's got a really interesting story on what CPD, which is why I'm telling you. So I'll tell you about it. I'll turn it off in a minute to tell you about it. But it's a school in America, and Ron Clark has now won Disney's Teacher of the Year on multiple occasions. And even though this looks like he just dances around the school all the time, the stuff that he does and the values behind it are really interesting. So I'll tell you a little bit about that and I've got a little bit of something else. Right, so I'll stop it now.
Disney Teacher of the Year.
I love my show like definitely go to that.
So, a little bit about Ron Clark. Well, to be honest, it's more obviously in this short learning breakfast. It's planting the seed about what he's about and who he isn't. Just go and have a look at him. You'll end up down a rabbit hole with his YouTube videos if you like this sort of thing. Where people sat there just thinking, what is that? But if you do like, if you think it's interesting, research it. But Business Teacher of the Year. He didn't want to be a teacher. He ended up doing it by accident. He was out of work. Right? This is his story. He had no job. He was out, and his mum made him get a job. So anyway, so he started doing, as I say in America, substitute teaching. So he went supply teaching, loved it, ended up getting a job at the school he was supply teaching at, and has become this super teacher, and now runs CPD around the world. So he actually came. I missed him. He came to Accrington to do some CPD. I don't know what it had been now. About 10 years ago, probably, maybe a little bit longer. So he goes around the world doing CPD. But anyway, as part of that CPD, I thought I'd just share some of his bits with you. Now, his whole model is built on even though it doesn't look like it, it's on high expectations. Like, apparently, he's really hard to work for. Like, when you look into his there's like loads of leadership training around him as well, or what he does. It's really hard to work for because his expectations are that high, and he has that for the students. But learning is fun, as you can see from the video and what he does. Right, so that's one part. Have a look at him. Now, what he does. Part of the training that he does, I've taken a little bit of it just to give you a taste of the sort of things he looks at, is dealing with parents. So that's what we're going to theme this next bit on. So, quick chat with the person next to you. We'll just do a minute. Have you got any, if you were to give someone a tip about dealing with parents, what would it be? Off you go, let's have a little chat for a minute. Do I? I should know this by now.
Yeah, always show good friendly. So, like, when you are...
I'll say that for the thing.
Right, 30 seconds. Just before the old bit. Right, okay. Right, Angela, that's the start off. Mid croissant. And have you got what's a tip? Here's a tip.
I said to be able to listen to what they're actually saying, asking us or saying to us.
So is that you with on the phone to the parent, like literally listening to the parent? Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes we don't take that time sometimes to do that.
Yeah. I suppose sometimes if there's something we're ringing for, that's how we just want to get it out there. Yeah.
We want to sort of say say what we have to say, sometimes I think it's important that we have to listen also to what they have to say.
Yeah, and that a cracking starter, not a good starter. Anyone got any ones that they want to share, Martin?
When I always speak to parents, I open with like name, why I'm calling, not why I'm calling, but my opening question will be, are you well, or are you alright? Like to kind of like ease in.
A positive interaction
Yeah.
before whatever the next
Yeah.
bit is. Obviously, it could be anything after that. Yeah, love that one. Anything else?
We kind of said something similar as well.
Yeah.
You're giving that opportunity to see if there's anything going on at home by asking, are you well?
Yeah.
And quite often they will open up to you, and then you've got a bigger picture then, and then you can deal with or tackle with whatever's going on.
Me and one of my colleagues, Georgina, we always say we like sympathise with them, so we say, you know, we've got our own child, you know, we know it must be worrying or whatever it is that we're speaking to about, and that usually helps as well, because I think we understand obviously what they're going through as well, being parents. So.
Yeah. Do you sometimes use that in the conversation, like if it's
Yeah.
maybe not a pleasant
Yeah.
situation, or
Yeah.
whatever, they start talking about that? Yeah.
They say, you know, I've got my own child, I know how, you know, if it was me, I understand how you'd be feeling, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes helps.
Yeah, love it. Anything else? But I'll go through some sort. Now I'm going to like sort of. In fact, at this point, I'll introduce these. So, as well as Ron, who you've met now, best mate. He's got a couple of books, and one of his good books is the Essential 55, which is 55 rules in teaching. Now, some of them, like any CPD, you'll think, nah, not really. But some of them are really good. And as part of these rules as well, you've got these little tips on dealing with parents. So yeah, these books are worth a read. Really easy to read as well. It's not like, even though it just looks like a novel, it's sectioned off into that nice section that it's easy to digest. Right. So feel free to shout out and chip in for any bits of this next bit. So 5 things to ask of parents. Now, when he talks about this, we would never physically say these things to parents, but it's what we want from parents, and how we do it could be done in different ways. So, first one, and this is what we want people to do, don't we? If they feel there's a problem with our teaching, we don't want them to go straight to management or straight to the principal. We want to come to us first, because then we can deal with it properly and effectively, most efficiently. Okay, so that's one thing that we need to try and get across to parents somehow, in terms of we talk to us, it's sort of like in teaching when we're collecting wondering questions. We want people to be able to ask us stuff, and mistakes are okay. Andrew?
We don't. Anyway, when we speak to parents, there's usually an issue that we're having to deal with. So it's not, they'd probably maybe not be aware that if there is any problems beforehand, that they should come to us first. Because they might just feel, well, we've got to go and get it sorted. It's not that, unless they're aware of who you are from the start, how can you then say, come to me first?
I think as well, the relationship you build up with a parent, you know, because if you're equally as quick to ring a parent when a student does something brilliantly, has done something perhaps not so brilliantly, then actually, when you have got to ring them with the issue or something like that, it already feels like there's a trust issue there, because actually, the teacher must know what they're talking about, because he rang me when the child had done something really, really good, do you know what I mean? And I think that kind of, straight away we're on the end of, we ring a parent because something's bad, not because something's good almost, and I suppose that's where there's an opportunity to look at ourselves.
Yeah, so that if it is something bad straight away, that first experience, just as humans, never mind being a parent, is negative, isn't it? So yeah, we fully get that. Now, as we said, there's no one answer to obviously, ideally, we'd all be friends on day one, and we can say this to people. So we'd have to embed this all the time. So I get your point, Andrew, as well.
So when I compare it, even if it is something going to be negative, I always start with the positive. It's like the sandwich, isn't it?
Yeah.
Start with the positive, put in the negative in the middle, and then reiterate that positivity, that the things that they are doing really well. So it doesn't feel like it's just a negative phone call or email or whatever.
Yeah. And I think that's come through in a few ways already, hasn't it? And that, massively agree. And that is so powerful in terms of getting them on side as well. Because I've definitely had a situation in the past where I was fighting against parents rather than working with them to help the situation, especially in secondary school. So yeah, but I didn't know this then, but if I'd have done that at the time, it would have been a much better
You've got them on
experience.
side, haven't you, at first?
Yeah.
You know, you're ringing them saying right away, you know, in class they give really good answers, you know, have positive feedback, but we've just got got a massive attendance issue.
Yeah, well, more of this will come out. I'll keep going for the purpose of time, but feel free to keep going. That's it. I'll have to do the day one. Right, I need to be really quick actually. I just looked at my watch.
The boy did something really weird earlier where it flashed. Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah. If you need to talk, send an email and I'll write back. Okay, sort of get that message across as well. So they know it's a two-way communication. In the book it actually says send a letter, but we're in emails now, 2023. But yeah, but point being that open point of communication.
You've got to do the lunge at the same time.
Well, it works now. This one's quite strong. This is obviously attendance issue. Don't allow your child to delay or miss school over the sickness or a death in the family. That's how he does it. Again, he's got very, very high expectations. So if it's not one of them two things, he will then follow the next process. He will follow the school is working that disciplinary process. Understand there is more than one learner in the class. Okay, so it's getting parents to know that there are sometimes 30 other students in that room that you're trying to deal with. It's not just that one person. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. How many times do we want to say this on the phone? You know, talking to parents. So that's what we want parents to think. Now, just to clarify again, we're never going to literally tell the rules to the parents like that. But that's what we want to try and embed. Now, the next tips are things that we can actually do. So tips for dealing with parents. Here we are. Ron Clark himself so say the same thing that we've been saying. Make sure the initial contact with parents is positive, even if it is the same phone call as you've got 55% attendance. That first, or actually if he gets 55% attendance, you've hopefully spoken to him before that. But yeah, for positive contact, again, this comes up twice, so make sure the first comment is positive. Send parents out of the blue messages when something is good. Postcards are a common one that schools and colleges do. We do postcards. I think the A-levels definitely do, don't we? So sending something positive. I know some members of staff here at college will pick 5 students every week to ring parents and say something positive, but that is actually more powerful than the negative phone calls because the word gets round. Students will talk to each other, and that bit is more powerful. It's behaviourism in terms of positive is always better than negative. If that positive message is getting round, it often brings the whole behaviour of the group up. Something to try. Take every opportunity to thank parents. Okay, so if they do something or help you, or I don't know, an example might be coming up to an assignment deadline and you know the parents have been really supportive at home. Quick phone call to say thank you, more likely to be on side with more positive experience. Don't be afraid to book a meeting with a PL or CM in this case. The book says principal, it's very American. But yeah, but obviously if we need to do this as teachers, that support is there. That's what PLs and CMs are there for, to support us in these situations. And that's it for now. There is more, but it's 2 minutes, not 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, have a look at Ron Clark though. YouTube's probably the best place to start because there's loads of, as you can see, really cool videos. He's got a lot of interviews and if anyone does leadership, which there's some BPS people in here, he's got a very interesting leadership theory about a bus, about getting on the bus and runners, walkers and joggers. Well interesting.
And the Ron Clark story, full film, is also on YouTube for free to watch. And it's played by Matthew Perry as well. It's a really good film. It's nice to watch it.
Right, thanks. See you later.
Go and get another one, Jason. Get another one. I'm not saying the only reason you're here.
So cynical.